everyone, today's tutorial will be about how to draw eyes using Clip Studio Paint. I will be using this reference I got from Pinterest. Reference will really help with any kinds of illustration you create, so I highly recommend it. Before starting out a rough sketch, let's map out the reference so that it's easier to section out the eyes area and all face features. Look for the center line of the face. This depends on the direction of the head is facing from left to right. Map the brows and bottom of the eyes with a horizontal line. I'll be using my brush set. This one is a dull pencil tip, which I will be using for both sketching and details. Start a sketch by mapping the head like what I did on the reference. For the eyes area, think of it like a goggle shape. This will help align the whole brows, eyelids, and eyes on the right level. I like to keep drawing on new layers. It's easier to organize the sketch lines this way. Use the horizontal line to even the bottom and top of the eyes, and use vertical lines to see where the eye corner ends. For this one, her left eyes will be a little shorter horizontally because she's facing more towards the left side. Next, draw the whole eyeball. Don't think about the eye shape or eyelids yet. Just imagine a two sphere in the center of this goggle. You can draw a circle or rounded square, whatever is easier for you. Next, draw a pupil. How much of a pupil we can see depends on the face expression or emotions. So just draw the whole pupil first. That way it is easier to shape the eye above it after. Now it's easier to go in and keep shaping the eyes in eyeliner. Draw the brows using the top part of goggle shape. Use the center line to draw the nose and lips. Now you can keep using the face map and draw the rest of the other features. It's normal if the eyes are not even. Flip the canvas once in a while. You can see it better on how you're drawing and what needs to be fixed. I decided to draw her hair down. There are so many ways and purpose for using reference. There's no such rules as having to draw exactly what you see on the reference. You can choose to copy everything or choose only the part that you want to draw. You can add voluminous lashes or natural look lashes, however you want the eyes to look. Add some lower eyeliner using the bottom horizontal line. That way your other eyes won't be lower or higher. I like to lower the opacity of the pupil line because I will be shading in the pupil and edges won't be fully dark. It will be more like soft edges. Let's add some iris first, then shade in the eyeliner. I am using the same brush from when I was sketching. When I shade, it's more like parallel hatching lines technique, not the blending type of shades. This brush will get darker by pen pressure, so even now, just like when I was sketching, I am drawing it very lightly. not using any pressure at all. This will give a nice traditional pencil line effect on the eyes. Use a very light pressure for the pupil as well. I'm hatching a gradient, make it slightly darker for the top, a very soft gradient. Add some eyelids if you like. Next, I will do some coloring. Merge the sketch layer and add colors on the new bottom layers. I'm using a lasso tool to select. I try not to zoom in when I make a selection. That way I don't get caught up on perfection. I just go back and erase later when I do details and zooming in. I like using a combination of lasso and gradient tool. Make sure you have it on the foreground to transparent on the setting when you're using a gradient tool. This gives a one color dark to light shading instead of two color mix. Fill in the rest of the colors. Clip in the new layer on top of every different section of colors. The second brush that I use is the oval soft brush to fill in colors. It's not opaque, but it can get darker by the pen pressure. Let's add specular reflection in the eye. I love doing this part the most. On top of all the layers, use the lasso tool and fill in with white. I don't usually eyedrop the color on reference to get the same exact color. I took advice from my art teacher who told me that picking the color shade on your own brings out more personality in your work. And it really does. It shows. Keep the mapping lines to check on proportions, or in case if I mess up something, I can use it again. It's like having a grid. Make the sketch layer into multiply mode. You can keep the sketch black if you like. You can also play around with adding colors on the sketch lines. I applied a dark brown color. This gives a softer look on the drawing and I love it. Next, you can fill in some details like darkening her eyeliners or add some lashes. I'm still using a very light pen pressure even when I'm drawing the details. Again, don't forget to flip your canvas once in a while. Even if you already did it several times, things can still get uneven when you keep adding more stuff, especially on the face. Since I'm not adding any dramatic or strong lighting, I'll just add some soft shadows. Using this hard and soft edge brush, it's so useful when you want to add shadows and shading on the skin. It just blends really well. It's also a good brush for adding eyeshadows. As you can see, I'm not drawing exactly like the reference. I use her pose and expression a bit. I stylize her eyes and the lip. Of course, you can choose to draw it realistic if that's what you prefer. You are in full control of what you want to create as an artist, which is the fun part. For the final part, I'm adding some blushes and saturated colors on the skin with a large soft brush. From here, you can keep adding more layers of details, lighting, and shadows. Depends on your style and storytelling. I will just end it here as a simple demonstration on how to draw eyes. I hope you find it helpful. Thank you for watching.